today's video, I'm finally allowed to use the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, and this beauty has been lying on my desk for a while now, and I've wanted to play with it for such a long time now, and I did in my private life. I wasn't allowed to show it on camera or video until now, so I decided to just make a YouTube tutorial out of it and not just an Instagram post, so you can really see how the palette works, what the pigment payoff is, and how I like it. So yeah, my quick thoughts. I really love the palette. It is so much better than any naked palette I've tried. Urban Decay has really stepped up their pigment, their color payoff, their blending quality. So it's super easy to blend. All the shades match together, so you can make a lot of different looks with this palette, and they are so blendable, so easy to use, have a lot of color payoff, and I absolutely love this palette, and I'm such a big fan of these kind of shades, so this palette is perfect for me, and I'll be using it a lot in the future. If you want to see another look using this palette, just let me know in the comments and I'll film another look for you. I hope you enjoy the look. If you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel before watching the video. That would really help me out a lot. And now let's just get into the tutorial. So I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, as I said, and I'm going to be starting off by using the shade Sauced. And I'm going to be applying that into my crease using a Morphe M507 brush, a very small detailed brush. So focusing that on the outer corner and the crease area with that small detailed brush, and I'm going to be blending that out later using a clean, fluffy blending brush. And I find that this method really works for me. I've been trying it out lately and I've been loving the end results. I'm going to be using a Zoeva 228 brush to blend all of that out. And this brush is clean, so there's no product on it whatsoever. Now for a little bit more redness and a deeper crease and outer V shade, I'm going to be adding the shade He Devil onto the same areas where I just placed that lighter shade with the same Morphe M507 brush. So just going over top to darken it all up. So now that I have that He Devil shade blended out, I'm going to be going in with En Fuego. That's an even more darker shade onto the outer V area. So just focus that on the outer part of the eye and not going inward that much. And again using that same Morphe brush. And this is a very beautiful shade. Very beautiful maroon, reddish shade. Blend using that fluffy brush. And that fluffy brush now has all the colors that we used on it, so that's perfect to blend all of them together very nicely, so we don't have any harsh lines. So now that I have all my matte shades on, I'm going to be trying out some of the glittery shades in the palette, and first I'll be applying them using a brush, and later going over top with my fingers, because I always find that using your fingertips when you're applying a glittery shade always gives the best pigment. So if you don't have a lid brush, just use your fingers for that glittery shade and you get all the pigment you need. So first I'm going to be applying Amber and a little bit of Scorched, mostly on the outside part. So I'm going to be working from dark to light. So I'm going to be grabbing the darker shimmer shades first and working my way in, going lighter. So first using Amber and Scorched on a Zoeva 234 brush. Let's see how these look when applying with the brush. And as I thought, I never get a lot of pigment when using a brush with a shimmer shade, so I always prefer to use my finger, but I just mixed the two shades. Oh, here we go. Together, I'm focusing them on the middle of my eye. Pressing that on using that brush. And as you can see, that gives off the most pigment. And this is a beautiful shade. So of course we are having a little bit of fallout. I don't really mind that because you can just wipe it off afterwards. That's why I always do my eyes first and my foundation and concealer after, so that I can easily wipe off all the fallout. Now I'm going to be using the shade Lumber. I don't know how to pronounce these shades. Using a Zoeva 230 brush and just placing that on the most inner part. And I love these kind of shades. And as you can see, the pigment is there. And they are really soft and blendable. Now I'm just going to go over all that very lightly using that fluffy brush we used for the blending. So now that I'm happy with the way my eyes look, I'm going to be wiping off all the fallout, applying foundation, concealer, liner, mascara and lashes off camera because you all know how that goes, and then I'll be right back. So I just applied my foundation, concealer, mascara and my Annytude Sultry lashes. I'll link all the products down in the description box down below. I also lined my waterline with a black liner, and now I thought it would be nice to finish off the eyes first before moving on to the face. So I'm going to be grabbing my Naked Heat palette again. So for my lower lash line, I always use the Morphe M326 brush, a very small detailed brush. I'm going to be applying the shade He Devil onto my lower lash line. On my inner corners and brow bone, I'm going to be applying the shade Ounce. Now I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette in the shade Light Medium. I'm first going to be grabbing, do you have like names? Well, the more lighter bronzing shade in the palette on a Morphe R14 brush. And it also just got a lot darker outside because it's going to start to rain, so I hope the quality stays okay. And these are very pigmented, so I do think it needs a little bit of blush. So I'm going to be grabbing my Milani Luminoso blush real quick. So I'm using a Morphe R3 brush to apply the blush. And for my highlighter, I'm going back into the Urban Decay Shapeshifter palette using a Morphe M501 brush. And this also has a mirror. And for lipstick, I'll be using the Urban Decay Fuel lipstick. This is the end result of the look. I tried removing the black liner, but it just wouldn't go. So this is what I'll have to work with. I do really love the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. The quality is amazing and I love the shades that are in it. I also love the Shapeshifter palette. That bronzer is an amazing shade for my fair skin tone. Also when I'm fake tanned, it also looks perfect. So you can use it either way. The highlighter is also very pretty and is out there, so you can see it, and that's a very good thing. Yeah, I'm really sorry for the quality of this video. My natural lighting just went down, it started to rain, so I have to rely on my little ring light. And that was it, I think. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope to see you in my next video. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, that would help me out a lot. See you in the next one. Bye!